running a few minutes behind, but I'm here now. I'm ready to talk some 49er football. We got Mike McGlinchey workout videos. Are we still concerned about the injury? 'Cause, it sounded pretty bad, but he looks pretty healthy. Trey Sermon, watch a little workout video. I'm like, man, dude looks a little light and spry on his feet. That was good to see. And Marcus Jones, cornerback out of Houston. There's been a lot of talk about him amongst the 49ers community. I wanted to kind of, take some clips, some things I like, some things I feel like, all right, well, we'll see. But there's some good stuff there. I'm excited to get into all that and more right here on the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. Let's go.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crock CB podcast. Peace.
Welcome to another episode of the San Francisco 49ers Morning Show. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker, and I'm excited, man. Got some good stuff this morning. Real quick, want to thank everyone, and I mean everyone, that watched or listened to the first episode of the Not Ideal podcast. It was a lot of fun, got a lot of really good feedback, and man, we're just getting started with that. I'm gonna have some great guests coming on. Got a buddy of mine. One thing about this guy, I started thinking about, like, man, who could I have on this podcast to talk about, the business side of things, entrepreneurship, betting on yourself, all those things that I feel like a lot of us, kind of strive to aspire to do. And I'm like, man, I got a lot of homies that are doing some really good things. So definitely can't wait to continue to kind of keep that going. Once a week, we'll be on. Episodes drop like Tuesday night, early Wednesday. They'll be loaded up. So shout out to everybody that watched the YouTube channel, listen to it on Spotify, Apple, whatever. If you haven't, it's in the description below. So that's the Not Ideal podcast. Not 49ers related, not even football or sports related, but just real shit related, I guess you could say. Locked On 49ers, make sure y'all listen, subscribe, all that good stuff. YouTube, Apple, wherever you listen to your music. Locked On 49ers with myself, Brian Peacock, will come at you 5 days a week, 4 days a week this week. Locked On NFL Draft, 5 days a week as well. Shout out to everybody that, contributes to everything I got going on. It's a grind. It's a hustle. I train athletes, but I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. I have a great time. It's cool to be able to monetize off of things you're very passionate about. And clearly I'm passionate about all these things. Yesterday we talked about Jimmy Ward. And it was, Jimmy Ward, he DM'd me. And he was like, hey, man, I watched the YouTube, like, nice take. I'm like, yeah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I do my tactical, you feel me? But anyways, man, let's get into it, man. The topics of today, I see my guy, Callie Young, in here. Hollywood Crock, saw the interview you did with Lindsay Rhodes. How'd you like it? I ain't gonna lie, man. Lindsay Rhodes, the way she be smiling at me and stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. She be, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lindsay Rhodes, man. Second time I've been on her pod. That's good stuff right there. Good stuff. Lindsay Rhodes, she does her thing. But anyways, here we go. I know a lot of y'all, man. We saw this photo of Mike McGlinchey floating around, and it did not look good. It did not look good, right? I mean, it was like skinny McGlinchey. We talked about it on Locked On 49ers. I'm like, damn, dude look like 250 pounds, or, you know what I'm saying? He's 6'8", and he looks slim. Now, it was a new picture or old picture or whatever. People reacted. And, the funny thing I see a lot on social media now is like shaming 49er fans for like reacting, right? It's like, oh, if you react a certain way or get up in arms about, and we try to be cool and we try to make sense of everything on the morning show, but the real word the fan is fanatic. All right, and people can get real fanatical about the San Francisco 49ers. So it's like, dude, like, okay, of course people are going to respond to, respond. Deebo Samuel, his situation. Yeah, you're going to respond to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, everybody, don't respond at all to Deebo Samuel scrubbing his Instagram account of anything 49ers related and a guy saying 25 million or else we ain't signing or whatever the case is. Like, it's a real thing. Like, fans are supposed to react. So react to that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mike McGlinchey, he's coming off of a terrible injury. It's like a hamstring or his quad, the bone was like torn off the quad muscle, some kind of wild stuff. Like, it sounds crazy as hell. And then you see a picture floating around and he looks like Eric Crocker, like hella skinny. And I'm not hella skinny, but you know what I mean? Like, he's a big guy. He's a right tackle. And we've seen him be a little bit light in the ass and what that looked like. And he's getting pushed around. So it's like, yeah, that's alarming. It is okay for fans to react. It's okay. It is okay for you to react to those things. Now, it's on people like me or, Grant Cohn. I'll be on with Grant Cohn today at 11 my time, 9 a.m. Pacific. My guys from Nothing But Niners and my guys from, wherever you listen to your 49ers podcast or whoever, Locked On 49ers, whoever you listen to, it's on them to kind of, put the flames out a little bit. But as fans, react. And we're going to talk about it and we'll try to make sense of these things, but it didn't look ideal. All right. So, yeah, I get, I'm saying? I see some people kind of shaming 49er fans. That are people are 49er fans. It's like, hey, man, like, nah, man, y'all go ahead, react, man, do your thing. It's on me. It's on my guys. Nothing But Niners. It's on all of us to kind of make sense of this stuff. All right, now, my guy Nate says, the content creators don't help either. Well, stop listening to those content creators. I don't know. We should try to make sense of it. That's all. And I think when I come in here, I try to give a level-headed response. The one thing about me is I'm a 49er fan. I'm a football fan first. First and foremost, I'm a football fan. So, and then, I play football, and then I coach football. So I try to, think about things through that lens, through that perspective. But I'm also a 49er fan. So there will be times where it's like, Crock, you're acting a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, I try to contain that. Y'all should have seen me watching. I'm pretty chill for the most part watching games. If I go to a game and people get to tripping, then I might get to tripping or something. But I'm pretty chill, especially at home watching the game. And a lot of times, man, I live in Southeast Arkansas. I'm watching games by myself. And yeah, shout out to my guy, John Chapman. There's a lot of good 49er content creators. But I'm watching the game, and the most emotion you'll get out of me. Sometimes I'll get on there, I'll talk my shit. Jimmy Ward making plays. I get on there, I get to talking you know what I'm saying? Stop trying my dog, Jimmy Ward. I love Jimmy Ward. Love watching him play. But in a negative way, typically I just kind of relax and I just see okay, that was bad, make sense of it. But the one time I wish there was a camera on me when I kind of was really what? When Jimmy Garoppolo threw that interception against Green Bay on the goal line. I mean, it was the offense and stuff was stagnant, and I'm watching, and okay, 49ers are driving, they're about to score right before half. And Jimmy throws that pick, and I just, you can't do that. You can't. That's what I just kept saying, you can't do that. That was one of the few times where I kind of lost it a little bit. But I'm back. And again, I'm here to kind of make sense of the Mike McGlinchey thing. It's not a huge deal, even if he was underweight. He weighed in 310 pounds. He showed the scale, so I was like, okay, he's not skinny, Mike. Right, so that's good. That's encouraging. I think more so than anything is just seeing him run and seeing him run, with resistance. And my guy says, Lamar Farber, you mean the Titans? No, I ain't saying it against the Titans. I mean, I probably just was just kind of chilling or whatever. But the Packers, I mean, everything is on the line. This one I'm talking about right here. The Packers game, everything was on the line, and it's and the 49ers offense couldn't move the ball as is. And then you just do this wild ass interception. And I mean, I was yeah. Because I mean, just because the weather conditions, it's how many more opportunities are you going to have to get down here? You're not really moving a rock. So I kind of, lost it a little bit there. But as far as McGlinchey goes, man, it was good to see him just running with resistance. He's doing squats. He's doing all those things. Those things, that was cool to see. Like, okay. Because I've been looking, I'm not going to lie, I'm looking at like, man, I don't know. They talking about, a lot of people don't recover from this quad injury or it's like 50-50 or something crazy like that. And I'm like, man, McGlinchey, like, what do? You can't have, because obviously you're good with Trent Williams. He's getting a little bit older, but you're good with Trent Williams. But left guard, question mark. Center, question mark. Right guard, question mark. Right tackle, if McGlinchey not playing, question mark. And even when McGlinchey is playing, like, he's cool. I've seen some people kind of he suck. Like, McGlinchey doesn't suck. He's one of the best run blocking tight end tackles in the league. Tight end. He's one of the best blocking right tackles in the league. Run blocking. And he's solid and serviceable as a pass protector. Now, is he Trent Williams? Like, no. But I would say he's a little, around average to slightly above average as a pass protector. But he's like high end as a run block. Like, McGlinchey is good. He's cool. Now, do you want to pay him a boatload of money? Probably not. But he's solid. He's solid. So, as long as he's there, it starts, you start to put together the offensive line a little bit more, and it starts to look a little bit better, a little bit more encouraging. Because not knowing exactly the extent of his injury, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was a little worried about that. But if he comes back, he's healthy, he's good to go, which it looks like he's on the right track. There's a lot of time left, but he's on the right track. Good. He's good. So it was good to see him running, resistance, doing the front squats with, kettlebells or whatever he had in his hand. Looked like kind of Bulgarian squats. Cool. Love it. Love it. You need McGlinchey back. And that helps add depth to the other pieces. Because you don't want to have to start like piecing together guys and stuff. I'll say this, 49ers offensive line does have good depth. I think they're going to be in good shape. As long as they can figure out that right guard situation. If Alex Mack comes back, you figure out the right guard. Aaron Banks, he's going to have to play at some point. I was talking to one of my coaches, and he was talking about how one thing he's noticed is the 49ers like to have big left guards, and then their right guards are like slimmer. So I don't know if there's something to that. That's the trend that he's kind of seeing. Is it a coincidence that Laken Tomlinson's at left guard? Is it a coincidence that Aaron Banks didn't play last year? Did they want Aaron Banks to come in and play right guard? I'm not sure. Maybe ideally they want him at left guard. And if so, that'll make a little sense. So, McGlinchey, I'm excited about it. The video. And again, not excited in the sense of, oh my God, like, yeah, he's ready to go, but just, he looks like he's heading in the right direction. Like, that's cool to see. That reminds me of Trey Lance, right? Like, everybody wants to nitpick everything Trey Lance does, but I remember watching him against Houston, and it's like, okay, looks like he's heading in the right direction. Heading in the right direction. McGlinchey with his workout, heading in the right direction. Would he be good? Would he be good, ready to go and all that? I don't know. But it's encouraging. Shout out to my guy Gammon for the super chat. We want to see you grow and succeed. Growth comes from leaving your comfort zone. Interviews will take this channel to new heights. Diamador Lenore. So you want Diamador Lenore on here. All right. And I'll reach out to Jimmy Ward. Here's the thing. Because, he DM'd me. Then he started following me on Instagram. Here's the thing. I want to bring something different. So when I approach Jimmy Ward, in my head, I have to have, and my guy gets on me, my guy Chris, he's always getting on me about, content and stuff like that, pushing me. I have, like, what angle am I going to take with this? Because I don't want to, and I know everybody saw the one with Grant Cohn in the interview. Like, I have to take a different approach to it to use something different that I feel like, the player and I can connect on this level, but bring a different perspective to things. So that's the angle. So I have to think in my head how to do that part. And it'd be like that with anyone that I bring on here. I got to be a little different. I had a good one with cornerback. Why do I keep wanting to say Richie James? Why am I blanking on his name? See, I got hit in the head too many times. Cornerback, 49ers, Seahawks, just signed with the Jets. Why am I blanking on his name, y'all? Ward number 32. It's like I'm thinking of everything but his name. Went to Kansas State, played junior college, went to Fresno State first, then junior college, then Kansas State. DJ Reed, thank you. I don't know why I'm blanking on DJ Reed's name. I've been following him since he was was with my brother and stuff. Like I don't know why. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Too many hits to the head. You guys saw that live and in person. But knew everything else about him, but couldn't think of DJ Reed's name, who I talk about all the time. But when I interviewed him on here, I had him on the YouTube channel over the summer, maybe. And like it was good. And I felt like, I got a lot of good things out of him, a different perspective on his journey to the NFL. And if I get Jimmy Ward on here, Diamador Lenore, like I need to be able to bring that something different. Yeah, I know, man. He wears number 2. He got the Air Crocker number. You see, I got my chain on. The number 2 right there. Ooh, you see? I don't know. It's kind of tiny, but anyways, DJ Reed. So yeah, I gotta get some more folks on here. But wanted to get into a little bit more, and Trey Sermon. So this is the time of year where we always see like videos come out, guys working out and stuff like that. And I wanted to know, where are we with Trey Sermon? Because I feel like because he didn't hit the ground running as a rookie, even though he had a really good game against the Seahawks, but I feel like a lot of people, they're just kind of writing him off. And it's like, well, replace him. Like, he can't do it. He can't play. And it's like, well, let's see. Here's one thing I know about the NFL. You have your exit meeting. And during your exit meeting, like, they will tell you a lot of things that you need to improve on, or where they want you at. And it's on him to do it. And I saw a workout video of him. And again, it doesn't mean much. But I did note, like, he's moving very well. Like, if you're talking about, like, quick feet, change of direction, like explosiveness in and out of the cuts and things like that, and how spry he looked on his feet, I was like, damn, that looks good. That looks good, Trey Sermon. And again, like McGlinchey, you're training in the offseason. I don't know how much it means. But I will say this. It looks like he's headed in the right direction. Looks like he's heading in the right direction. It was encouraging to see that. And I think anytime, you got guys that, put up these videos and things like that, excuse me, you want to see that, your guys are working out. But I think for me, and I guess for y'all, the question is, what are the expectations for Trey Sermon heading into this year? Because I feel like people, again, kind of writing them off a little bit. Y'all think he can be a legitimate RB2? Why didn't he play? I think that's the bigger question. And it sounds like just truly understanding exactly how they want him to run. He run the same way he did at Ohio State. I don't know. And that was good. Maybe that's not good for this scheme. But then, why draft a guy who you don't want in this scheme? I mean, I don't know. Like, if that's not what he fit, maybe you wanted something a little different and he didn't give you that. Those are questions, I guess. I hope someone asks Kyle Shanahan. Because, and again, I see my guy Mike Shields, he says his running style needed to change for Shanahan. And yeah, he would be much better than Tevin Coleman. I see that. But it was like, damn, like he ran for almost 100 yards versus Seattle. It looked good. It looked good. Like, it's like, to go from a game where you run for like 9 yards and average 90 yards and average like 4.5 yards per carry, and you're looking good and you're running well. And then the next week, because Elijah Mitchell comes back, you get 1 carry for 7 yards. I think that's tough. Right? Again, and that happened. So it's like, yeah, you play against Seattle, and it's like, okay, you look good. Okay, Trey Sermon running the ball very well. And then the next week it's like, you ain't getting the rock. It's like, damn. Didn't Shanahan say he need to work on his pass blocking? All right, so maybe that's it. But I still feel like there's ways to give him more touches than like 1 touch against Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you could still do a little more. Like, even if he needs to work on his pass protection. Or maybe Kyle, because Kyle's a hard ass. I mean, I can tell. So maybe Kyle's like, well, until you work on these things, like, bro, you ain't seen the field. you ain't playing. So unless you're this complete back, you ain't playing. I don't know. I'm excited to see what he does this year. I'm also really big in player development. Like I believe in development. And Trey Sermon, we're gonna see how much he develops. But watching a little workout video, like hey, it looks a little light on his feet, change the direction, look good, exploding out. It looked good. Don't know how much to take from it. Aside from maybe heading in the right direction. All right, here we go, y'all. I got some clips that I cut up. And shout out to my guy, Chris. He's always talking with me about don't just put the film on. And he's like, just grab some plays that kind of stand out to you and then talk about those plays. I'm like, all right, you know what? You're right. You're right. So Marcus Jones, cornerback out of Houston. I know a lot of y'all like him already. I think a lot of, I've talked about a little bit, right? Like these names, in the 49ers fan base, you get to kind of attach to a guy and somebody really likes him or somebody interviews him and then it's like, oh yeah, 49ers need to take him, but he's not going to be there. Well, no, he probably might be there, right? But you got Marcus Jones, and he's a little vertically challenged in the sense of his height. 5'8", I believe. Not the biggest of guys, but obviously, like in the sense of his athletic ability, it's off the charts. It's really good. So he's good there. Let's see if I can bring up some of his combine numbers real quick. 1 second, bear with me here. All right. Let's see where he measured in there. He almost looked like a clone of DJ Reed almost. DJ Reed, who I just couldn't remember his name. My guy G Crock. Can he play safety? There's actually one play I have in the cut up where he came downhill and ran the alley like he could play safety. Is that ideally where you want him? I don't know about that. But it looks like, he's not scared to, get dirty. So that's encouraging. Can he play safety full time? I don't know. 5'8", 185 pounds, not necessarily a safety size. Even a guy like Bob Sanders, he was like 5'9", but I'm pretty sure he was heavier than 185. Arm length, extremely short. So if you look at like NFL teams, they want longer arms. You know what? And here we go. Since I'm getting into them, let's put this on Twitter as well. All right, we're live on Twitter as well. So let's see if Twitter comes over right now. But looking at Marcus Jones, 5'8", 185 pounds, arm length, basically 29 inches. And that's not ideal in the sense of what a lot of these teams are looking for. All right, they want these long arm cornerbacks, things like that. Now, if you're 5'8", then I'm pretty sure they're not expecting you to have just the longest arms. But having those arms, for whatever reason, they have like these thresholds. And we might see a couple plays where maybe it affects it. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out. I was on the podcast last night for the Green Bay Packers, and they asked me about that. Like, what's your stance on arm length? And I'm like, dude, I don't know, because I've always thought, like, if you can cover, you can cover. Like, I don't care how tall you are, how small. I don't care. Like, if you can cover, you can cover. Now, obviously, if you see something be an issue, then, yeah, all right. Or maybe let's play him here. Let's play him there. All right, so for some of you who are now watching from Twitter right now, we're talking about Marcus Jones. I got a few cut-ups that I made. And, so Marcus Jones, let's see what he tested. He didn't test at the combine. So let's see his pro day numbers, because I legit don't know. And I like to watch like the film on guys before I get any pro day measurements, height, weight. Like I want their film to kind of tell me who they are. Now, again, I didn't know he was a little bit shorter. They don't have anything on him right here. Hold on. I knew he was a little bit shorter, but there you go, Mark. I think the nickel that we need to be talking about, Fayon Hicks out of Wisconsin. All right, so Marcus Jones, cornerback, but tells no, he can just wait. Oh, so he's rehabbing the shoulder. So look at that, shoulder injury. So he didn't even do a pro day or combine, anything like that. So we don't know how fast he is, but I know he's a fluid mover and everything like that. There's one thing we'll see on film where it's probably one of my favorite plays. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the film. If you are on Twitter right now, head over to the YouTube channel, type in Eric Crocker. I'll pop right up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like this show so far, if you like the show so far, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff, so people can tune in. But let's pull up the actual film that we'll be watching, and here we go. Think I got it. Boom. All right, y'all see that good? Now, you already know once I put this up, I can't see, so I'll try to every once in a while. Let's see. I'll try to check in with y'all every blue moon, but I can't see anything y'all typing right now. Matter of fact, hold on. Here we go. Let me pull y'all up on YouTube. I'm gonna see y'all one way or another. Here we go. View the channel. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. Here we go. All right, so I got y'all pulled up now. So now at least I can see the chat. Where's it at? Here we go. All right, so now I can see the chat. All right, here we go. Marcus Jones right here at the top of the screen. Press coverage. This is against this is against Memphis. Excuse me. This is against Memphis right here. All right, so if he projects as a nickel, right? And good feet, whatever, that's more of like a soft press. He projects more like a nickel. Now, I will say one thing about being a nickel, and if you watch Kawhi Williams, 49ers have had Kawhi Williams, and Kawhi Williams, excellent, right? Everybody loves Kawhi Williams. But one underrated aspect of it, for somebody that's not like big, he's extremely aggressive. I remember there's this one play, it always sticks in my mind, him in the slot. Cooper Kupp is going up against Cooper Kupp. This probably was Cooper Kupp's rookie year. And he just throws Cooper Kupp to the side. Like, man, get off me, right? Defeats the block, goes in there and gets a tackle. So when you watch Marcus Jones here, and he's not in the nickel, I do think he will be a nickel. You can't let guys block you like this. And I should have got the other view. It didn't look any better. But here he goes, right here. And look, get off the block, get off the block, get off the block, get off the block. He didn't get off the block. Got to get off the block. I remember Coach Dennis Thurman told me at practice one time when I was with the Jets, Crocker, if you let this guy block you again, I'll cut you right now. I mean, like, look, he got slammed to the ground. That's not ideal. All right. You got to get off the block. You got to get off the block. Defeat the block. Defeat the block. He got controlled. He got pancaked. Not ideal. All right. So, again, to me, that's more so, if you're going to be in the nickel, which I think that's where he's projected to play, you got to be aggressive. You got to be able to fight off blocks. So, again, these are just notes here. Notes here. All right. Here he is right here. I don't know if they were doing some kind of inverted coverage. He played a little bit more nickel in this game. So, for whatever reason, going more to a too high. But I love the way he ran the alley. We talked about being a dog. We talked about being physical and didn't get off the block in the first rep. But when he runs his alley here, look at this. No hesitation. Chop his ass down. Let's go. I like that right there. Let's watch it again. No hesitation. Square him up. No leak yardage. Right? I mean, let's see where he hits the guy. He makes contact right here on the 45. Does the guy get like even a half yard after that? No. He falls like short of that. So that's what you want to see. Someone earlier asked, can he play safety? I mean, if he's coming downhill like that, yeah. Now, again, has a hurt shoulder right now. So I don't know how much you want to have him, doing this, but I liked it. I like it. Especially, bouncing back after I was just like, man, you got to get off the block. Then he comes down, runs the alley, physical, good. Here he is in the slot. And I think this is where he'll play mostly in the NFL. All right. Just kind of how it projects. I do think he's someone who can play outside, though. I don't see issues there. And I'm looking at the chat right now. Double shoulder surgery? It's not ideal. That is not ideal. All right. But here he goes right here in the slot. And I just want to see, like, all right, does he challenge himself? Like, does he give up too much space? Like, does he anticipate well? Like, those are things I'm looking for from the slot. Is it man? Is it zone? We're going to find out here. But look, stay square, cuts the route off. Now, look, not much. I'm assuming that this is an RPO. Let's see the quarterback's eyes. Is the quarterback looking through? Because he's running a route. Looks like he's legitimately running a slant. Does a good job not giving ground. Gets hands on. Huh. Right there. Watch the receiver down. That's a good rep. All right. Again, I think that's where he'll play mostly in the NFL. I think he projects more as a nickel corner. So I was looking forward to seeing how does he play in the slot. Here we go. That was good. That was good. All right, here he is on the outside. Now, again, I said he projects as a nickel, but that doesn't mean that he can't play on the outside. I think he does a good job of that. A team that's looking to do some matchup stuff, I think he fits in well there for any team like that, because there are going to be guys that are like shorter, quicker, shiftier. And if they line up on the outside, do you want somebody that can match those movement skills? And watching him, I think he does. Here he goes, press coverage, and he lines up in off a good amount as well. I want to see, like, how does he challenge? He has this habit of kind of opening up a little soon. He's not someone that like stayed square and then worked from there, but it didn't necessarily put him in a bind at any point, at least from what I saw in the games. And I'm talking about 2 games of film, but just from that, I thought it was solid. All right. So what I mean by that is, see how he just opened up. He didn't stay square. He didn't make the receiver work laterally. It's just like, okay, you just want to release upfield. I'm going to let you release. Now, coach might be more of a stickler on that, but ultimately, you know, when I think about press coverage, I'm thinking more so of you want to be as close to the receiver throughout the route as possible to force a tight window throw. That's how I view it. So, you know, whether you get hands-on, and ideally you want to get hands-on, of course, every rep. If you can get hands-on every rep, and Gammon, I see you got the super chat. It says Marcus Jones is already 23 and will be 24 during the season. Double shoulder surgery, according to Swang Song, makes prospect a no from me. So I can't put it on the screen right now, your super chat, but I do see it because I'm looking at it on my other screen. All right. So yeah, that's not really good right there, right? 23 will be 24, double shoulder surgery. Not ideal. All right. But watch him in the press. He just has this happen. He has a habit of opening up right away. All right. So we see that right here. Look, he just kind of shuffles out, then opens up. Doesn't give any resistance, doesn't get hands on. Now, again, my thought process for press, ideally get hands on, but you're not always going to get hands on. Now, I feel like he more so like kind of never gets hands on, but we'll continue to watch. But now just reading them down. All right, we want to force a tight window throw. How well does he read the receiver down? All right, does he stay more dick to hip? Let's see where he gets right here. Look, that's dick to hip. That's good. All right, so you guys are probably like, dick to hip. What the hell, Crock? What I mean by that is, okay, slow it down a little bit. This is dick to hip. He's not too far upfield. Shoulder, look how his body kind of has like a half man turn. So he's still reading the receiver down, reading his body language. And then, as you see, when the receiver sits his route down, look at this at the top. Ooh, can you even see the receiver? You can't even see him. It doesn't get stickier than that. And I was like, man, that's a good rep. Now the quarterback got sacked, but hell, in the sense of just tight coverage, it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get much better than that. So that's a good rep from our guy Marcus Jones there. We're running back one more time. Let's see it again. Little shuffle, hop off the line of scrimmage. And here we go. I'll slow it down a little bit. And you know, he's playing to the boundary. I think to the boundary too, you can be a little bit more aggressive. But everybody presses different, you know, different teams, they coach it a little bit different. But look, he kind of shuffles out. I want this step. I want this step here. I want that step here. All right, we didn't get that. Look, his step goes, he steps forward here. So essentially that's kind of a false step. Watch. And instead of this foot moving this way and kind of using that kick step, this foot comes forward. So that's kind of a false step. Now, I'm nitpicking here. I'm just saying kind of what I see. Obviously, it didn't matter. This was fucking straps. All right. We're slowing it down here a little bit. Look at that. He just kind of opens up, gets on his heels, gets back. So that's not as ideal from a technical standpoint, but he got in phase, read the receiver down. I mean, like a book, right? Look at that. There's no separation. That's a really good rep. Would be a great rep if it was a little bit better at the line of scrimmage, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Now here, why do you have white cleats on? Why does he have white cleats on? You got all black. You got all black shooters. Jones, Marcus Jones. If you're watching this right now, maybe he'll see it eventually. What's up with that? So we got to take away a couple of swag points here. We got to take away a couple of swag points here for the white cleats with the all black. You got the double shooter sleeves on, or you at least got one shooter sleeve on, all black, black socks, black uniform, and white cleats. I'll tell you who would be proud. My guy, Greg Pinelli. Greg Pinelli would be proud. But no, I see Mike Shields. You did the same thing at your pro day. No, I didn't. I had on all black. I had on a little bit of white socks showing, and I had on black cleats. So no, this is not the same. This is not the same. All right, but anyways, let's watch it here. And I know I made note of. Good. I like the feet. Now here's again. This is me nitpicking, right? And I'm talking about it as if I'm the coach, right? If I'm a coach, drive your man and attach to him. All right, he kind of stops, and that's fine. But in the NFL, I mean, and that's what I'm thinking, right? Like the game translated to the NFL. In the NFL, you gotta close that gap now, like close it out because the ball gets on the receivers, so you can't. Which was good. Like I thought his break was pretty clean, but now just continue to close that gap. Now again, this is nitpicking. I'm speaking right now as if I'm this coach, and also from a prospect standpoint. What's fixable? Like, what can you correct? What can't you correct? Like, those are things I think if we're just looking at right now, like good feet, things like that. Like some guys you either have the good feet or you don't. All right. I think he has good feet, good feel. Look at him, settle his feet and break out good. But now close that. See that space in between? Because I'm thinking about it like this. This is how I'm thinking about it. In the NFL, if the quarterback gets that ball out now, you know, and obviously the hashes in college are a little further. So in the NFL, quarterback be right here. He puts it on. That's a catch. Now, if you drive him all the way, then you're going to be in better position to make a play on the ball. But right here, he kind of stops himself. Don't stop. Again, nitpicking. I'm nitpicking. I think he did a good job of staying square. Look at him. Square, feet, get out. I like how he lets his feet do all the work. That's good feet right there. Good feet. Now just continue to close it. Again, nitpicking. For anybody watching, they're like, dang, Crock, why you? No, I'm just, just talking about what I see. All right, so clearly Houston didn't do field boundary, so you'll see him lined up to the boundary. You'll see him lined up to the field. That's good, especially to see a guy of smaller stature, be able to do this stuff. All right, so I'm trying to read the chat a little bit. All right, John, go with anything. Chase. No, Chase. I'm talking about you, Chase Kinsey. We're not wearing all white cleats with all black uniforms. We're just not doing it. Like, why? No. Wear black, wear red, wear whatever. We ain't wearing all white cleats with all black uniforms. That's a violation. Matter of fact, like, people be having like little jars, if you're late to a meeting, you got to put money in the jar. If you get beat, you got like that's an automatic fine. If I'm running the organization, if I'm like University of Houston and he comes out with those cleats, like I'm fining you. I'm getting like something. You can't find college kids, but I gotta do something. No, but anyways, let's see the feet. Good. And look at that anticipation from off coverage. Now listen, off coverage is tough to play. So it's good to see him kind of like, okay, I'm off. I'm in the shuffle, but I'm still reading the receiver down. And watch the anticipation. You'll see him start kind of feeling that in-breaking route coming. Maybe he said, you know what? Maybe he said this. Well, two dove in right now. And again, I'm not like, in the sense of concepts, like somebody like Richard Sherman might be better to talk about this. But if you are reading 2-1 here, maybe you are in, is he a man right here at the bottom? That's not him. Make sure. That's a big receiver. All right, so 2 goes away right now. Then ultimately this turns into 1, right? Man, because who else can threaten your zone? So once he goes in right now, like he's away. So now I'm basically manned up on him because who else can threaten my zone? Nobody. All right. So, but look at the anticipation. He's already throttling down to cut that route off. Look at that. That's good stuff. He's still straight. But maybe he saw this and was like, oh man, he goes in. I'm expecting an end from him as well. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But whatever it is, great anticipation. Trash with the cleats, the white cleats with the all black uniforms, but great anticipation. All right, look at that. I'm on it. Ooh, that's a good rap right there. I love seeing really good off coverage. Look at this shuffle. Good. Let him eat that space up. I can run with you. Look at this. By the time the receiver's starting to put his foot in the ground, he's already breaking in. That's a great rep. That's a really good rep. Look at the feet. Good job. Good job. Let's look at. Good job. There's straps everywhere. Wow. How small is this guy right here, this corner? Tiny, tiny. All right, here he's in the nickel again. I think this is where he kind of profiles the most. Now, this is tough. This route combination that you see here, because you got one guy diving in, looks like man. So they're just playing man, and they are playing, they're just playing on different levels. So that's good. But I think if you are going to play on different levels, no, they're not even on, they're on the same level. And that could be what messed them up. Somebody got to be up, somebody got to be back a little bit more. If we are playing man, which they're kind of sending guys, dropping some guys, all right, but somebody, they got to be on a different plan. I need one guy up here and one guy back, because what you'll see here is once the buddy dives in, now, okay, he's here, but you can feel this. And then he does a good job. He's coming right back underneath. Now, good job closing. Again, we talk about his tackling ability. How many leak yards is this? Where when he makes the contact, boom, he makes the contact right here around the 48.5-yard line. Ball's right here, almost 49. I mean, he closed in on that. And let's see, does the receiver fall forward? No, he falls backwards. That's good. So he's bringing a little something. I mean, he gave himself the best chance with how he played it. He gave himself the best chance because it's third down and like 4. But ideally, can I have you up a little bit more? He's just getting in the way. Look at that. I hate offense. Here we go, my guy Gammon. White shoes help him on his footwork stand out. Listen, Gammon, I'm going to see the footwork regardless. It does not take white cleats for me to see that this dude got some nice feet. It is not going to take that. All right. The white cleats. Listen, if y'all on Twitter watching, first of all, come over to YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. But nah, the shit's trash with the all black uniforms. No, sir. No, sir. All right, here we go. Let's watch him again here. Off coverage. Look at that anticipation. Now maybe this is, and I talk about all the time. I don't know what the fascination is with long arms. Obviously, I mean, I just had it. So maybe it's like, well, Crock, you had long arms. So, you're good. 32-inch arm length. All right. Almost 6'2". Whatever. So maybe I just don't get it. But maybe it helps right here because he couldn't get around the receiver. Now, again, I'm pretty sure we can watch him and maybe people will say, you know what? Jones wasn't able to make this play because he doesn't have long arms. But I promise you, I can show you a 6'3" corner that probably is in the same situation where he couldn't get around the guy. All right. Now, is it something that happens consistently? That would be something to look out for. All right. But again, good job. Not really giving up too much space here. Stays square enough to where he could put his foot in the ground. Comes downhill good. He arrives there at the catch, but just couldn't get it out. But I just thought overall, not a bad rep, right? I mean, here's the thing that I want to see too with a lot of these guys. Are you competing at the catch point? Because these guys get paid too. In college, okay, you get paid with scholarship. Well, shoot, NIL now, they really getting paid, all right? But these guys get paid too, like the receivers. All right, so the one thing, especially at the next level, the NFL level, honestly, like, are you competing? Like, okay, you give up catches, but are you getting whooped? Or are you like right there and I'm in position? Because if you're in position enough, like, they will start to go your way. So I just want to see somebody that, consistently challenges guys at the catch point. I know he's going to start to get some of those passes out. I think this is good. Again, I mean, obviously not a great rep. Hold on. This guy down here, he's a little upset. Can y'all see him? Put his hands on his head. Watch the coach. Watch the coach at the bottom. Hold on. Right here. Hold on. Let's go back. He's like, no, it's incomplete. It's the coach with the orange. He got the orange on right here. Or maybe it's a player. Watch him. No, it's incomplete. Oh, put his hands on his head. Hell, man. All right, here we go. Good. I mean, okay, again, he's going to profile more as a nickel because of lack of height, and he doesn't have the longest arms. All right, and I see somebody say, Diamador Lenore, 30.5-inch arm length. Well, his are like 2 inches shorter than that, and his, I'm talking about Marcus Jones. All right, so again, there's people that they're definitely going to have an issue with that. So you see him here, and look at him at the top. Like, I like it. We'll watch it again. And SMU has some burners. This is SMU now. Look at that. That's how you read them down from off coverage. That's good. Look at the feet. Watch the feet. It doesn't take the white cleats for me to see the feet. Read them down. At the top. That's good stuff. He got sticky man coverage. Sticky. Look at him. Look at him at the top of that route. That's good. Good stuff. All right, here he goes. Now, this was a touchdown. All right, now, this is a 2-to-1 read. Somebody actually had sent this to me in the DMs and was asking, like, hey, whose fault is this, Crock? All right. So if I'm not mistaken, they go more to a single high, right? I think this safety, one of these safeties is gonna bite on an over route. I think it's him. Get your ass back to your third. All right. Now he's gonna do right by reading 2-to-1. All right, 2-to-1 and cover 3. All right. I split the difference between 1 and 2. All right. So if 1 does a stop route, I'm not worried about that. I'm looking at 2 as he's screaming up the field right now. In a 2-to-1 read, you can do it right now. So if it's right now, 2-to-1, if 1 goes away right now, okay, it basically turns the man on 1 because, well, there's nobody else to threaten my third or my deep third. So I can, throttle down and play it tighter. If 1 sits now and 2 goes vert, then I go with 2. All right. Now, so again, you guys split different because essentially you have your entire third. So think about it from hashes to sideline. All right, I got everything from the hash to the sideline. I got to read that. So as he has these guys pushing up, he's reading. This is good. He's splitting the difference between 1 and 2. Both guys pushing vertical. I'm on top of both guys. Now, where are they wrong? Here, the safety. Let me see if I can make sure yeah, there we go. All right. Here, the safety. Look at him. Get your ass back. Get back. Did he play action? Because why are the linebackers up so close? Hold on. I'm just looking at the corner. Yeah, okay. So they got the linebackers to step up. And then you got him putting his foot in the ground and he's coming up. And you got Jones out here on the island. Now he has a 2-to-1 read. So again, he's going to take the deepest guy in his third. All right. And good. This is good. Now you get your ass out here on this deep third. I mean, that deep out right there. You got to get underneath that, nickel. Now, he left them out to dry. This is good. He's trying to stay on top of it. This is a good 2-to-1 read. Now, as we'll see, now he's out of the third. But he's the issue. He's the issue. He's going to catch this ball on the far hash. That's not on the cornerback. Now, that's a good job reading 2-to-1. Great job. If it's more up to seam, then he has a better chance of staying on top of it. But anyways, here we go. Another rep. I think I really like this one. Oh, yeah. Ooh, you start talking about feet and fluidity. Listen, again, the white cleats, terrible. But, okay. Hold on. Here we go. A little upfield shoulder, whatever. Okay, I'm standing over the top. Okay, he's humming. All right, good. Now, even when I was watching this, I was like, man, if he crosses his face or if he crosses his back, he's going to have to speed turn. And is he going to speed turn and get back on that upfield shoulder? Yes, sir. You goddamn right I am. That was a good rep. That's a good rep. Great rep. Great rep. Huh. Speed turn. Right back on that upfield shoulder. Let's go. Incomplete pass. Look at that. And I ain't gonna lie, man, these SMU receivers, bro, they can run. They can run. These SMU receivers, that dude, I want to say he ran 4.3s. So you got a guy humming at you, stem, outside, in, try cross, flip, squeeze, and he even waves his finger. I like that. That's a good rep. That's a good rep. Look at that. Look at that. Hoo. He got some good anticipation. I think that's what it is, to be honest. All right, here we go. Got him at the bottom. And again, just good rep. Here, press. I told you in press. He doesn't slide his feet. He not really sliding his feet to get impressed. But it don't matter because at the end of the day, whether I get hands on at the line of scrimmage or if I get hands on in general, I use my feet to get hands on. He did a good job of that. Let me see. Song 4.72 is the only time I see documented from that might be his speed coming out of high school. Yeah, I assume because he plays faster than 4.72. Because he's running with these guys. Look, this is good. From press alignment. Outside against a receiver that can really run. Good. I want to say that's what, Danny Gray or something like that. Is that his name something Gray? I think that's him. This is good. So it's like, can he play outside? Sure. That's a good rep. And then watch the hustle. Oh, damn, don't get there, but good hustle. All right, here we go. And last rep. Here. Here he is. Again, remember I told you about how he likes to open up. He's not one to really make a receiver work laterally. He's already opening up now. But he does do a good job of getting hands on. So he still gets hands on. And I think that's the main thing right there, right? Get hands on. Now, fighting with him. And it's hard to see here. Ball's in the air, you see the receiver. You don't typically want to be in that position to where he's about to dunk on you. But he stumbled right before the catch. So he gave up the catch. But one thing I like, again, I talked about, being in position and all that. And I think he did a good job of that. He did a good job of consistently being in position to make plays on the ball. That was good stuff. So, man, that was a long little film review, maybe a little bit longer than I thought. What do y'all think about him? I think he's solid. All right, but here, this is what we're going to do now. You already know what it is, man. Feel free, come on. Y'all speak live. If you're on Twitter, you got to come over to YouTube so you can click the link in the chat. We could talk about anything we've talked about today. I didn't start the actual Twitter until we got into the film review. So I know there were some super chats earlier. I hope I was able to read them on the screen. Got a super chat right here. It would be dope if you did film breakdowns of former 49er greats in the 80s to present. I got to get 80s all 22, and I don't know if I have access to that. Matter of fact, it's not that I don't know. I don't. I don't have access to it. So, yeah. But, yeah, that would be dope, being able to do something like that. I see some of the comments coming in on him. Man, he looks small, but he can play. Definitely. Oh, wait. Hold on. Miss Fran. Your son plays at Appalachian State? APSU. What school is APSU, Miss Fran? Appreciate everybody that's in the chat right now. Everybody that's tuning in live. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. All that good stuff. I do got my guy Gammon coming on. Always a pleasure talking to Gammon. Brings a different perspective. I want to know, Gammon, first, your thoughts on the film.
Well, what I want to know, Crock, because you're wearing all black right now, I want to know what color shoes you're wearing, brother. Because if you're wearing whites right now, you got to get off your own set. You got to get off your own set.
I don't have on. Well, first of all, I have on red shorts. So I got red shorts on. I'm not really matching. I know nobody can see me. And then I have on hold on. Here we go. I got on gray socks. So yeah, I'm not really you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm chilling though, man. I'm in the home office. So, you know, yeah, I'm good there. Hold on, real quick. So, Miss Fran, Austin P. So is he a defensive back? Because if so, my college defensive coordinator, Coach Scott, he was my defensive coordinator when I was in college, 2010, 2011. I know he coached DBs at Austin P. He's back at UCA now, but I know he was at Austin P a few years for sure, coaching defensive backs.
Yeah, let's go P. They're over there in Tennessee.
Yeah, yes, sir. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, so Marcus Jones, I mean, he looked, I'm not gonna lie, he looked pretty good on tape. And then what round is he projected to go in? Did you say?
You know, that's a great question. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know.
If I had to take a guess, I'm thinking it's gonna be something like the third round. And I think that's because look, one of my biggest things, and I was talking about it with Medic Mike there, Mike Shields. You know, I think the last time he and I were both on, but one of my biggest concerns was depth for the secondary, and also to the injury history. The young man, he's 23. All right, he's going to hit 24 here in October. But the double shoulder injury, and the thing is, the way the 49ers defensive system really likes to use their nickel corners, they really like to kind of throw them into the fire. If I'm just going based off of what we've seen from Kwan Williams, but the double shoulder injury, I just, you know, that makes me really nervous, Crock. Like and the age thing too, it just because that's another reason why I was kind of advocating having you kind of get out of your Mike. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening, Jamin? What's good?
Man, not too much, brother. So I don't know if you heard kind of what I was saying, but one of the things I was talking about was, you know, my biggest that I kind of have with Marcus Jones, because he looks good on tape. He looks solid, you know, and I don't want to knock a young man right before he gets his big chance. And I'm thinking he's going to be like a third round pick. I'm sure, you know, because of his speed and size and everything like that, he'll probably go up higher than that. But I think when the dust settles, he'll be a third round pick. But I was just saying, you know, he's going to turn 24 this October. Shoulder injury, you know, the way that the 49ers use their nickel corners, you know, they really use them to more attack and kind of get after it. But it has me on pause because I've always been concerned about the depth of the secondary, also to the injury history. What say you, brother?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. For me, I think the age and the injury history kind of pushes them into that. We have 2 comp third picks, if I'm not mistaken. So you're looking at the end of the third round. I'd actually be okay taking them there because one thing I noticed, one of the clips where he was off coverage and he let the receiver eat up the cushion, was patient, and then broke down on him. You don't do that unless you trust your speed, unless you're like, no, I can run with this dude. I got wheels to do that. And I was seeing a bunch of people in the chat saying he's a great returner. Someone said he had 9 touchdowns or something like that. So when you factor in that, it's like, okay, this dude probably has some wiggle. This dude looks like he has a lot of speed. That's when you start to take, you know, that third, fourth round. It's like, all right, he's a little bit older. He does have an injury history, but we use these third, fourth round picks. Now we're potentially getting a nickel and a return man who's going to add value there. You know, special teams, we were hurting there last year. You know, with Debo being our best returner, we can't have him at running back, wide receiver, and returner too. So I think that's where I see that value. Because originally I was thinking fourth round because of the things you said, his age and that double shoulder surgery. But adding in that value as a kick returner, I think could push him into one of those third round picks.
He has 5 total touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. Okay. That's still good as a returner.
Well, no, it's not as just a returner. In 2021, he played some receiver. I see 10 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Huh.
But yeah, as a returner, he has 3 returns for touchdowns, and he has a defensive touchdown as well. But I don't know if it's let me see if it looks like a interception when he was at Troy. So 2017, 2018, he went to Troy.
Got it. Okay.
One of the other things too is I don't know how good the what quality that his college program that he went to, as far as their the doctors and the medical program that they have over there versus like say the NFL. When it comes down to his shoulder surgery, also to the other thing too, because we always talk about like, hey, he'd be kind of worth it to the third round or fourth round, but the big thing is to me is roster spaces. Like those are extremely valuable. Like we can only have so many DBs on the roster. I don't know how many DBs we had on the roster last year, but that's too why I'm kind of advocating or pushing for you, Croc, to bring in someone like Diamador Lenore. Because to me, I just have so many questions I'd love to see get answered for him. And Mike, you might feel the same way because it felt like starting off on the outside, then middle of the season, they must have saw something in him because it looks like he was beating out Ambry Thomas on the outside. They saw something in him, wanted to move to the inside, and just curious about how he feels his whole progression is kind of going along. Because a couple big things I was always kind of bullish on the start of this offseason. Number one, our offensive line, which just seems to be getting worse and worse every month as it goes on. And then number two was our nickel corner. I just feel like we get kind of attacked right there. But is this guy worth it at the third round, or are we better off utilizing that pick, that roster spot on something like an offensive line? But he seems like an intriguing pick. Seems like he's got great speed, but is he somebody that's just going to get injured once the bodies are getting bigger and bodies are getting faster in the NFL? And that's really my biggest concern.
Yeah.
I think that's a legitimate concern. One thing about Demo that's interesting, I think he was put in the outside by really kind of I think they forced their hand was forced. That's what I'm trying to say. Ambry Thomas, we know he had to build his strength back up. He opted out that last year. He wasn't ready in the beginning of the year. He had injuries to He-Man. He had injuries to Verrett. And so I think Demo was someone they put out there, but that's not his ideal spot. He doesn't have that really size and speed you want on the outside for an outside corner. Good feet, and he's aggressive. He almost reminds me kind of a K'Wan Williams in terms of skill set. And so I think putting him on the outside was more of just, we have to do this, but it's not where we want him to play. But I think that the speed is obvious with Marcus Jones. He's obviously fast. And he has really sticky man coverage. Like looking at that, I was like, this dude trusts his speed, and he can mirror some routes. And that can be an asset. And combine that with the return game, I think it would be worth taking at least, because we have 2 third-round picks from comp, and we've been turning out comp picks like crazy. I think we might be the comp pick kings when it comes to that. So I think taking a flyer with one of those on them, I think I could see that.
Hey, and by the way, that number 9, it wasn't touchdowns, it's interceptions. He has 9 career interceptions. That's including 5 in 2021, and also 13 passes defense. So yeah, a guy that definitely is getting his hands on some passes.
How many nickel quarterbacks does a team usually take with them heading into the season? I don't know if there's a correct answer for that.
Yeah, it might just depend on the team. I think ideally you have a guy that might only play nickel, and then some other guys that have a little bit more versatility.
Just kind of going off of, I think Jesse's comment, but I don't know if I'm I don't want to misquote him, but it sounded like Jesse was kind of saying he has the ability to play a little bit of outside as well.
From a skill set,
Marcus Jones?
Yes.
Well, most of the work we just watched was him playing on the outside, so he can play it. It's just, is that going to be the best fit for him at the NFL level with the lack of size? But I think based on matchups, he could play out there. Now, 49ers have in the division. You got DK Metcalf, you got DeAndre Hopkins. Do you want him? Now you got Allen Robinson. You're probably ideally not going to want him lined up on the outside against those guys, especially not just because he's 5'8". It's 5'8". He's short arms. things like that. And it's just probably pitch and catch at that point. So that might be a little difficult, but it's not like he just can't play on the outside.
And that's kind of the big thing you just brought up there, Croc. So let alone the shoulder injury. And I mean, we say age. I mean, he's not old or anything like that. Just he'll be old for a rookie. But the short arms does kind of worry me a little bit, especially with a lot of like the accuracy. A lot of the quarterbacks are within the NFC West, including Russell Wilson since he's gone. But you're right. When you kind of bring up some of those receivers, Croc, within the division, and we didn't even bring up Cooper Kupp, who's been killing us sometimes there with those post corner routes. I don't know. I think I kind of like our DBs that we have right now. To be honest with you, I kind of a big fan of Diamador Lenore. I like the swag, the attitude that he carries with him. I just for me, I think somebody else kind of at that spot besides Marcus Jones, I think will be a better pick. I think. I'm sorry. I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, all good. All right,
Yamin.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't Pinelli roasting you about not having gloves, Croc? It was the gloves, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have gloves, so I had to use his. He's like,
I was like, them
gloves.
Them cleats gonna bother you all the way into the weekend, bro. You can't get off them cleats.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that it just jumps. It's like, man, you got on all black, but white cleats. I mean, they stand out. White cleats, they say it makes you run faster. So, but anyways,
the
man,
safety had a white towel that was popping.
You could do that, but I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna get you. We're about to get out of here in a second.
All right,
but,
appreciate it, Croc.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate everyone that has, joined the show today, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, wherever you are watching right now. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that contributed in the chat or contributed to just, a conversation. Shout out to the moms in here watching right now. Marcus Jones, intriguing prospect. I think he's a guy that I like him. Inside, outside, all that. I think he can play wherever, but I do think he profiles more as a nickel. Watch the game against Ole Miss where he sacked Coral twice. Okay. I think she's talking about her son. Zion McCullough, he's not 6'4". If I had to guess, he's like 6 foot. Hold on. He's like 6 foot. And I will say, I'm not a big fan of overly, like, I don't know, overly, but really tall cornerbacks, because the longer you are, wow, he is 6'4". I had no idea he was that tall. I swear to God. I had no idea he was 6'4". He is 6'4". Wow. 6'4", but then he has these short ass arms. Well, not short ass arms, but for somebody 6'4", 30-inch arms and 3/4. His arms are on the shorter side. And his hands are small, 9-inch hands. But he ran that 4.3, jumped 39.5. I had no idea he was 6'4". I thought he was like 6 foot. That's what it kind of looked like I was at the Senior Bowl. Maybe I was looking at him wrong. I don't know. What I'll do is I'll get on his tape and we'll see what he's got going on. But I will say this, just in the sense of people being 6'4", it's tall as hell. I didn't know he was that tall. Your movements are a little longer, so sometimes it's harder to match and mirror the movement skills of the shiftier receivers who are all throughout the NFL right now. So that sometimes can be a little tough. Now I'm looking at him and I'm like, yeah, I guess he does look 6'4". Looks like Sean Smith out there. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Akello Witherspoon, 6'3", 6'3". Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Shout out to y'all. The Not Ideal Podcast, man. The link is below in the chat. I think do I have the YouTube link in there? I don't think I have the YouTube link in there. Obviously, you can find that video, the full video here on the YouTube channel, but also, wherever you listen to your podcast. So that's gonna do it for this episode. We're gonna be back. I think I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I don't know. Instead of 4 days a week, we'll see. I want to do some Fan Friday, Fantasy Friday, something like that. Something, but I won't be able to do it every Friday because y'all know I travel to California a lot. But we out of here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Intercepted. It is picked off by Eric Crocker. Over midfield, he'll run it all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Crock Talk TV podcast. Peace.